Well, as the big headline was yesterday, breaking news, Joe Biden has pardoned Hunter Biden. What do you think of that?
I think it's fantastic. I am so glad that he did this. I am so tired of the consultant class take on this that, oh my gosh, we're setting a precedent and now Trump's going to pardon and abuse power. I'm like, have you not learned anything?
Right.
Have you learned nothing about the MAGA movement? It doesn't matter if you have all the integrity in the world, they're still going to find every loophole and be corrupt for the sake of being corrupt because they play FU politics. Another point I want to make is that every person in America would think it was even weirder if he didn't pardon his son.
I completely agree. And I got tired of hearing people say, oh, Joe Biden, such a consequential president, and now he's tarnishing his legacy. I'm like, shut the fuck up. This is his son. I don't want to say witch hunt prosecution because he did commit crimes, but they were nonviolent. He's paid the restitution. Anybody in that position that had the power to pardon their son would do it. And I'm with you. I would have thought it was weirder if he didn't pardon him. And to say that Trump will see this as a precedent to abuse power, cut me some slack. I mean, he is the one that's promised to pardon the January 6th insurrectionists. He's the one that runs around pardoning Steve Bannon. And I mean, it's just, I'm repulsed by the whole thing that anybody would have an objection to this. Any father in Joe Biden's position would do the exact same thing.
I just think you have a lot of people in the media, on podcasts, that use all of these consulting talking points. And this is where the Democrats lose. What we need to say is, yes, he pardoned his son because any other person that committed these crimes, it would already be resolved and you wouldn't even have to offer to pardon it. Let's remember that MAGA branded Joe Biden and his family the Biden crime family in the biggest case of projection ever. When you look at Trump and everyone around him, this is a career criminal, an ongoing con man, and the criminality in MAGA is so pervasive that they try to take Joe Biden, who goes to church every day, I mean, like every chance he can get, and he has like rosary, and they try to say that this is some big crime family. Give me a break. I saw that girl you like a lot on Twitter, Sarah
Longwell.
Yes, and she's tweeting, just how terrible this is, and I'm just like, come on, this is ridiculous. They're over there plotting to put in crazy people at the head of every single department, and somehow they're actually appointing criminals.
Right.
They elected a convicted felon to be president of the United States. Of course, he pardoned his son. And what I have to say to Joe Biden is, I want more of this on your way out the door. Dark Brandon this shit all the way out, because it doesn't matter. If you are perfect, they're still going to do a lot of corrupt bullshit. And if you pardon and do some executive orders on the way out, they're still going to do corrupt bullshit. The only difference is you're going to be held to one standard, and Donald Trump is not held to any standard at all, because it is a cult that elected a criminal that doesn't even have the decency to blend his makeup.
No, you're absolutely right. It's just a criminal crime family that they projected on Joe Biden. And one thing, we heard James Comer for years, oh my gosh, we're getting to the bottom of the evidence. Of course, they never did. And now Matt Gaetz, who resigned from the U.S. House of Representatives to keep his ethics report quiet. Well, he's a private citizen. We can't release that ethics report. How many times did they call Hunter Biden in front of Congress? Contempt of court, showed his dick pics. I mean, there was no stone left unturned. And guess what? He was a private citizen. So the hypocrisy and the false equivalency, I mean, it just gags me. But in another stunning, or not so stunning, turn of events, nepotism is the topic for the day. Donald Trump has appointed a disbarred, convicted felon to be the ambassador to France, who is the father of Jared Kushner, his son-in-law. And I just want to remind everyone, the reason that he was a convicted felon that was pardoned by Trump during his first term: campaign finance, law violations, tax evasion, and hiring a prostitute to sleep with his brother-in-law. What the fuck is that all about? I mean, all these prostitutes, Playboy bunnies, porn stars, they're just everywhere in the Trump administration. But now he's going to be the ambassador to France.
Well, this is the difference between MAGA and the Democrats. If Joe Biden had a son-in-law that worked in the White House and then upon leaving struck a $2 billion deal with the Saudis, it would have been investigated, cross-investigated, triple investigated. Fox News would be hyperventilating. They wouldn't even be able to see straight. What did we do? Nothing.
Fucking nothing.
And then, Jared Kushner's out there making $2 billion with Ivanka and his dad, who's clearly a nut. I mean, what kind of sociopath is so vindictive about himself that he would tarnish the marriage of his sibling? It's just, I mean, these people, it's so pervasive, the corruption. Mm-hmm. And we start off this episode with some people on in the consulting class. Oh my gosh, Joe Biden's setting a terrible precedent. We're over. This is past precedent politics. We are so far past all of that. I can't believe they're even discussing it. I made a huge mistake this morning. I typically watch the Tennis Channel in the mornings just because I can't handle all of this crap and then come in here and record this. But I switched over to CNN. Mm. And it was the Republican senators outraged, Chuck Grassley and others, so outraged at the Hunter Biden pardon. And then the anchor of the morning show said, and many Democrats are upset too. And that's when I just changed it and went back to watching reruns of tennis because I am just like, are we serious right now? Are we seriously discussing this right now? He's the president. He has presidential pardon powers. He pardoned his son, who was a horrible drug addict, got into recovery. Anybody in America would do the exact same thing. So all of these working class voters, that's the kind of shit they like. That's what they want to see. They'd be like, you're damn straight. If my son went to rehab after everyone, shared his dick pics all over Congress and made a mockery of him and he stayed sober through all of that, you're goddamn right. I pardoned him. That is what people want. And I'm proud of Joe Biden for doing it. I would have been pissed if he hadn't done it. I was pissed on here all these last weeks that we were talking about not pardoning Hunter. And I just can't even entertain anybody who in the consulting class of politics who lives on the East or West Coast that thinks they know what the massive swaths of Americans want. And you would be hard pressed to find general working class people that would not support Joe Biden pardoning his son. I mean, hell, Don Jr.'s out there rubbing cocaine on his gums. I mean, at least Hunter's sober. Right. I mean, Don Jr.'s out there getting all jacked up. And then, I mean, for the record, I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is wired. And I'm pretty sure all of these reports about Donald Trump on Adderall are true too. So, I mean, whatever. At least Hunter's in recovery. Pumps, it feels like every celebrity has access to GLP-1s right now. How does a lonely old podcaster like you access GLP-1s?
Hers has wonderful personalized weight loss programs that you can get on that are affordable, accessible, and you don't have to wait forever.
That's right, listener. Hers is changing women's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable weight loss treatments. Hers connects you with a medical provider who will create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. If prescribed, you'll get the medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, including ongoing care and online support at no additional cost. Listeners, start your free online visit today at forhers.com/IHIP. That's FORHERS.com/IHIP for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/IHIP. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Pumps, I have crushed my holiday shopping like you wouldn't believe. I'm going to win the best gift giver award because I bought the majority of my gifts at Uncommon Goods.
I doubt that because I too bought my gifts at Uncommon Goods. I found high quality, unique items that I can give as gifts and hostess gifts.
Listener, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/news. That's uncommongoods.com/news for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I just think it's absurd because when you, Joe Biden pardoned his son, Donald Trump pardoned Kushner's dad, who's now going to be the ambassador to France, Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, Steve Bannon, like a laundry list of longtime criminal character for embezzlement. I mean, all the things, all the frauds, all of the stuff that means you have absolutely no moral compass or ethics. That's who he's pardoning and now putting in the ambassadorship. Hunter Biden, like you said, addict, lied on a form, said he didn't have a gun, which when in America has anybody ever gotten mad over a gun? But that's here and there. And tax evasion. He's paid all the restitution. Like, shut the fuck up.
And why wasn't Donald Trump investigated for tax evasion? Why isn't he in jail for tax evasion? I mean, it's such performative crap.
Right.
Of course he did this. Quit entertaining it. People on the left that entertain this crap, that somehow Biden said he wasn't going to, and then he flipped on it. Welcome to politics in 2024.
Right.
Hello. Welcome. I mean, we're so far past all of that, and any person would do this for their child, period. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't care that Eric is a dimwit and he lets him speak at his rallies.
Right.
And Don Jr. is sitting there numbing up his gums with blow at the space launch while Elon's on ketamine doing herkies and cheers. I mean, they're just all so weird. And it pisses me off that we even have to get out here and talk about this stuff, because in the meantime, what MAGA has done so brilliantly is they have gone to the working class and said, you have every right to be mad. And here's who you need to be mad at. Get mad at the people who have less than you.
Right.
Get mad at immigrants. Get mad at marginalized groups. Don't look over here at the oligarchy that we're about to launch and rain hellfire on you and make sure the rich get even richer and the wealth disparity continues even more. And they keep shining these little things over here, and people are like, oh yeah, I can be mad at that. I can be mad at Hunter Biden. I saw somebody on Twitter, Joe Biden's loser son. And I'm like, you want to talk about loser sons? I mean, come on. I'm glad he did it. I hope he gets his pen out. I hope he's quacking like a duck. He's the lamest of all ducks. I hope he gets out there and just does as much as he can so that we can just try to get to the midterms in 2026, because I'm banking on the hypocrisy and the incompetence of the existing MAGA movement to cannibalize itself so that we can get to 2016. There's going to be residue and there's going to be damage. That's the consequence of an election, but we have to get to 2026.
You know, it's really sad when the guardrail to protect democracy is incompetence.
Yeah.
But that's where we are.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah. But some people on the left are going to talk about Joe Biden's integrity. Come on.
Obviously, integrity in politics is no longer valued by the American voter.
Right.
That's duh.
Right.
Who gives a fuck?
Right. They're projecting. Somebody wrote, the American voters are smart. And I'm like,
Are they?
Are you serious? They elected a convicted felon. Let's stop. Kamala Harris said that when she was campaigning. The American voters are smart. And I'm like, are they? Can we stop pretending like half the population is smart? Can we just own it that they're brainwashed?
Right. They're brainwashed and ill-informed, uninformed, or cruel.
Or willfully ignorant.
Yeah, that's a category. That's right.
The people we live around and that we talk to are willfully ignorant. They know better, but they choose not to because they like the cruelty. They sink their teeth into it and they like it. And then they tune into the next hour of Fox and then the next. And they're just full-blown Fox addicts and they like the cruelty.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's so